Sometimes you hear people use terms that may sound a bit confusing. We're going to talk about higher order functions and lambdas and how they are different. These terms are important because Kotlin uses some newer programming features. A higher order function is a function that takes another function as an argument or returns one. Basically, that just means that you can pass a function to another function or return a function. Let's take an example. In our intro, we showed this lambda. Here we have a list of integers, and we're going to print out a filter of all the integers that are greater than 10. Let's go ahead and run that. And you can see that only 20 and 50 are returned, so we've filtered out the other items. So how do you think we would filter this function? Let's try to write it. What this says is that we have a filter function that is an extension of the list int class and takes in an operator that is a function with an int parameter and returns a Boolean. You define a function argument by putting arguments into parentheses, followed by an arrow and then the return type. The return type can be a unit type, which means it doesn't return anything, or you can return a nullable such as int question mark. A lambda is a function defined in curly braces. You can pass this function or lambda to other functions. A lambda makes it easy to define a quick function without all of the decoration needed and can be done inline. For example, let's create another variable. This is a list of names. Now we're going to filter that list. And we're going to sort it by itself because strings are sortable. Now let's go ahead and print that out and see what it is. So that's compiling, and we are not getting anything because 5 is too big. We want to change this to a 3. Let's go ahead and run it again. And you can see we get Jesse, Kevin, and Susie. What this filter is doing is it's taking all items that are have a length greater than 3 and returning another list, which is then sorted. So you can see that we've managed to do quite a bit without writing much code of our own. So we didn't have to create a length checking function or a sorting function. A lambda can be used like an anonymous function. If you are familiar with Android, you will recognize the following example. Now this doesn't compile because we don't have a view, but all views in Android have on-click listeners, and that takes an interface. But since it only has one function, we can define a lambda to take the place of that. So as you use Kotlin more, you'll find yourself using lambdas more and more. In the next video, we'll go more into the syntax of lambdas.